philosophy of head coach Jerry Glanville. He believes that if the whistle hasn't blown and the opposition is still moving, then hit them and hit them hard. Hard as he is, though, Jerry does have a lighter side, as I found out this week.
What's fun is over half my mail comes from England. Here's a nice little girl that sent me her picture, and she told her mom that she wanted to be a linebacker in the American football team, but her dad said that she can't do that. But I'm most fortunate. I would say over half my mail comes from England. I get more mail from England than anyone other place. First I got the mail all the way from England with a Batman button. And they said if I was there that we'd win all of our games. So I never go without that. Behind us is the governor's trophy for the state championship, the Dallas Cowboys and the Houston Oilers. The poor governor has to come down and present the winning coach for 7 years, so we have to take it back and try to keep winning. Over here we got this is a portrait I did of myself after the season. I look very good when we start the season off. And after 20-some weeks, I usually look like that, like out there. It's getting real hard to put up there. You seem to look worse at it.
Jerry's right, and it was normally after another tough loss in Atlanta, where he was our defensive coordinator for several years. Houston's defense is led by Pro Bowl defensive end Ray Childress. But if there's a weakness here, it's the inability of their linebackers to cover the pass. But hit you, they will. On offense, the focus must be on Warren Moon, their Pro Bowl quarterback, and his receiving duo of Ernest Gibbons and Drew Hill, two of the best in the NFL. Trying to stop this potent offense will be a Bills defense which is full of big names. One name missing, though, will be Shane Conlon, one of their Pro Bowl linebackers who was injured last Monday night. But even without him, this is still an awesome defense. The Bills' offense is full of potential, with the arm of Jim Kelly and the speed and agility of Andre Reed. But so far this season, Kelly's gang has not performed as well as one would expect. So to see if it's the defensive or offensive units of these teams that dictate the outcome of this game, let's now go over to the Houston Astrodome. The Buffalo Bills showed little respect for the House of Pain early on, when they drove deep into Houston's territory on their first drive. However, in the end, the Bills had to settle for this 43-yard field goal from Scott Norwood. We pick up the action with match commentators Marv Albert and Bob Trumpy. It's Houston's ball at their own 35-yard line.
Goes sideline. Haywood Jeffries on the dive. Leonard Smith covering on the play, and it is ruled a completed pass as you take a look at that Buffalo Bill front seven. Shane Conlon out of action, as mentioned earlier. Scott Ranisick filling in. And in the passing situation, this the alignment that you will see. Chris Hale and Wayne Davis come in as the dive men. This is the normal alignment. Second down and 4 at the 41. Second back coming through. It is Pickett. Leonard Smith, the strong safety and a very aggressive one, coming up to make the stop.
Hi, I'm Alan Pinkett, running back of the Houston Oilers. A running back's job is to run the football to make first downs and touchdowns through many types of defenses and tackles, and also to catch passes to make first downs and touchdowns. A running back also has a responsibility of blocking for other running backs and the quarterback so that they can make first downs and touchdowns.
First down at the 46, 3-0 Buffalo. Going with the tide and has the tight end Bob Marosco, who makes his first NFL catch. Derek Burrows on the stop.
That's very rare. Houston Oilers do not throw to their tight end. Normally when they throw the ball, they're in the 4 wide receiver set so much the tight end is on the bench. This is a drag slant. The wide receiver runs the slant in. The drag by the tight end, Derek Burrows, really hammers him. It's about a 6-yard pickup.
Roscoe, rookie out of Penn State. Last year's starter, Jamie Williams, left unprotected. Signed with the 49ers. Roscoe in the starting role. Second down and 5. It is Pinkett. Tried the left side, had it closed up. Buffalo Bills grabbing for the football. Cornelius Bennett getting credit for the tackle. It'll be a third down and 5 at midfield. Breeze, Hill, Gibbons, and Duncan. Oh, and again, getting the time and able to complete to Drew Hill. Hill down to the 5. And he was bumped out just short of the goal line by Derek Burrows.
The one disadvantage the Buffalo defense has against the Houston Oilers is the foot speed of Hill and Givens. The problem is the safeties do not have great foot speed. Here's Hill, here's the man in coverage. It's just a simple square in pattern, and the foot speed of the safeties just does not work against these guys. You can see that Warren Moon has plenty of time, even though they're sitting back there in zone coverage. Drew Hill still able to basically run away from the defensive back for a nice pickup.
A 48-yard pickup. So Moon is now 3 for 3. First and goal just outside the goal line. Moon tries to sneak it.
Not in.
Play of the drive. And again Moon.
No signal, yes.
But it is a touchdown. So Houston taking a 6-3 lead on Buffalo. Big play of the drive, a 48-yard pass from Moon to Hill. Longest reception this season against the Buffalo Bills. Tony Zendejas with Greg Montgomery holding, attempting the extra point. So the Houston Oilers take a 7-3 lead on the Buffalo Bills.
We rejoin play with under 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Houston has the ball. It's first down and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Alonzo Highsmith and Lorenzo White in the Houston backfield. And it's White. Stopped by the right defensive end, Bruce Smith. Second down and 8.
Here's that formation again. 4 wide.
And Moon throwing behind Ernest Givens, who is covered by the strong safety, Leonard Smith. Givens comes in with a hamstring injury, but says he is all right. That time the ball was thrown off the mark.
Again, you saw Warren Moon on just a little half roll right. Defensive linemen are always taught that he's in one spot. Now watch Bruce Smith over on the right-hand side. They're pulling Jay Pennison, the center, out to help Bruce Davis on Bruce Smith. That ball thrown behind Ernest Givens. A few times that Warren Moon will miss.
And Bruce Davis had himself a good day in that Houston-Buffalo playoff game last January against Bruce Smith. Third down 8. And Moon goes deep and he's picked off. Leonard Smith on the interception. The pass intended for Curtis Duncan.
That time Buffalo did a great job of disguising the defense. They gave Warren Moon a false read. He thought it was man-to-man and ended up being a zone. Now this ball should come right at you. Leonard Smith standing right there. I think Buffalo tricked Houston on that one. Gave them a defense they hadn't seen before, an alignment they hadn't seen before. Leonard Smith there for the easy pickoff. Great field position now Buffalo.
Leonard Smith in his 7th year out of McNeese State, acquired from the Cardinals at the start of last season with his first intercept of the year. Jim Kelly first down now at the Houston 23. Good running by Thurman Thomas, who had a nice hole on that left side.
Oh, Jim Kelly just fell down on his knee again. The one he bruised, he's limping around badly. He tripped coming away from the line of scrimmage to make the handoff. His foot may have caught underneath the center. See if we can pick it up. It looks like he trips over the center, falls right on that bruised knee. Thomas does a great job of breaking back. Frank Reich is warming up on the sideline.
Thomas won 11, another Buffalo first down. Thomas dancing inside the 10. Just under 1 minute to go. Second down, 7 at the Houston 9. And this crowd urging the Houston defense out. That's Reed in motion. The pass for Reed. And he is bumped out of bounds. Bubba McDowell and Steve Brown combining.
Seems like when Buffalo plays, Jim Kelly gets hooked on the receiver. First game it was Thurman Thomas. He had 11 catches. Last week it was Andre Reed. He had 13. Today it's been Cliff Johnson. He's already got 3. They got to find somebody else to throw it to consistently besides Andre Reed, because the defense can take one receiver away.
Well, the other possibility, Ronnie Harmon, who has been a target of Kelly. Third down and 4 at the 6. Time running out in this first quarter.
Like the quarterback draw here, Mark.
Well, Kelly throws it, and he has Thomas for the touchdown. So Thurman Thomas has put the Bills back on top.
Nice little flat pass that also involves a certain amount of picking. That is, the wide receivers trying to get in the way of the defensive backs. Thurman Thomas sneaks out there in the flat, and it's an easy completion.
And here is Scott Norwood.
So Buffalo turns Warren Moon's interception into 7 points. On Houston's first drive in the second quarter, Moon was intercepted again, this time by Mark Kelso, who returned the ball deep into Oilers territory. This set the stage for Scott Norwood to kick his second field goal of the game to extend Buffalo's lead. We rejoin play midway through the second quarter with Houston in possession.
First down at the 31. Alan Pinkett is back as the lone deep back. And on the draw, Pinkett. Across the 35. Bennett, the outside linebacker, making the good play.
Probably the best chase linebacker you can find in the game. When you run away from Cornelius Bennett, there are very few running backs in the game fast enough to run away from him. Watch what happens. Bennett comes inside, Radisic, or from the outside, Radisic from the inside. Bennett's only 235 pounds, so most teams try to run at it because he can chase most of them down when you run away from it.
It is a second down and 5. And Moon tries to hit Gibbons, and the pass was off the mark once again.
Again, that was the red formation, the 4 wide receivers. You'll see Warren Moon look all the way at Drew Hill. Both linebackers back there, Radisic and Bentley, 50 and 97, trying to help out in coverage. I think the Buffalo Bills using more zone after that first 48-yard completion to Drew Hill than they like to play. See those linebackers 20 yards deep, you know that zone.
And Moon has been picked off twice. He's had difficulties in the past against Buffalo. Lifetime, he's won 1, he's lost 3. Third down 5. Moon able to stay in the pocket and then overthrows, but we have a flag down.
Marv, I think that ball was hit out of his hand just as he threw it. Holding defense. That's downfield too.
Pass intended for Drew Hill.
Number 29 defense. First down.
He's got Gibbons across, pulls his shirt off his shoulder pads. That ball floated. It looked to me like Warren Moon just had enough pressure. The ball slipped right out of his hand or it was hit.
Off the penalty, first down at the 42. Bills 13, Oilers 7. Lorenzo White gets up across the 45. The stop of White. First round draft pick last year out of Michigan State. Had a strong preseason and has been shuffling with Alan Pinkett. Picked up 6, 2nd and 4 coming up at the 47. 7:15 remaining in this first half. Houston and Buffalo from the Astrodome in Houston. And again it is White. And he is stopped at the line. Bennett and the nose tackle, Smirlis, number 76, Fred Smirlis, on the tackle.
It's a very active defensive line with Art Still, Bruce Smith, Fred Smirlis. There was some thought that they might try to employ Leon Seals in a 4-man front in there a little bit, but they haven't seen it. We haven't seen it so far.
3rd down and 4, and the dump off for Highsmith took the hit.
Oh, he makes the first. Great play.
Terrific second effort as Darryl Talley tried to stack him up, but could not.
Boy, he got hammered twice and still broke through both those tackles to stretch for the first down. Now you can see what Houston's trying to do here. They're trying to draw the coverage up. Alonzo Highsmith is sitting right here. They're running people deep, trying to get those linebackers to drop off and then a little dump over the line of scrimmage. But this is all made by 2nd and 3rd effort by Alonzo Highsmith. Watch the hits. There's one. That's a solid hit. There's the other by Davis. And he stretches for the first down.
All right, Bob, this is the 10th play of the drive. 5.5 left, first half. First down at the Buffalo 47. And the whistle is blown.
30-second clock.
Delay of game. Out of the shotgun. Well, the red gun is called by the Oilers. Duncan on the completion. Just short of the first down. Burrows, the left corner, up to make the stop on Curtis Duncan, number 80. 3-year man, a 10th round draft pick from Northwestern.
Now they've changed their priorities. You'll see Duncan at the top of the screen. They started the game throwing the ball down the middle. Now they're going underneath and to the outside. They're doing a great job, Houston is, of manipulating this Buffalo defense.
Warren Moon with 7 receptions to 7 different receivers. 7 for 12 overall. 2nd down and 3. Moon with the time, and he has Gibbons for a first down. Smith and Bentley on the tackle.
No pass rush. Mark, you see what Buffalo is doing here? I believe they are so concerned with the speed of the wide receivers from Buffalo, they are not committing linebackers to the blitz. You just called Bentley and Talley on the tackle. They're dropping those linebackers off to help the defense. You see them all 4 in a row. Look at them, see? Nobody's blitzing. So Buffalo's rushing just 3. There's no pass rush. Moon has time, and they're picking them apart.
Second catch for Gibbons. First down at the Buffalo 34. It is White dancing a bit, could not find the hole. Bentley on the stop. And Jerry Glanville continues to shuffle the running backs. We've seen Pinkett, Highsmith, and White. Rozier is out with a knee injury. At Houston, offensive line, Jay Pedersen has been able to hang in despite the ankle problem at center. Munchak, Matthews at the guards, Stein, Cooler, and Davis at the tackles. Out of the red gun, 2nd and 8. And Moon just dumped it. He felt he was going down, and he got rid of the football.
Bruce Smith, the outside pass rush around Bruce Davis. There you see 78. First time they've really gotten to him. You'll see that big arm come up around Warren Moon. First time they haven't done a good job. That time, Bills came with a true 4-man rush.
So Moon
they had Seals in there. They had Jeff Wright in there, along with Bruce Smith. You see Davis on Smith. Smith just runs around him.
Isn't that spin move that he has made famous?
That first step he has, best in the game. That first step, he's 4 yards across the line of scrimmage. Across the line of scrimmage.
But Moon able to avoid the sack. 3rd down and 8. Now with the time, and he has Duncan. First down inside the 20. The ball was stripped, but they'll bring it back.
He was down.
Picked up 14, and Duncan is shaken up. He was stopped by Leonard Smith and Mark Kelso.
They're both down. Burrows, 29, is on the ground. And Duncan right next to him.
So as they check out, Curtis Duncan will take a break. 2:29 left, first half. Back in Houston, they have called for the stretcher for the injured receiver, Curtis Duncan, or is it Derek Burrows? Both down on the play.
Burrows is the guy coming from the right. He's at the 20. He hits Duncan. Head goes down. And then is hit by his own player, Leonard Smith, in the back. And they could be more concerned about the first hit than the second. See if we can pick it out again. Head goes down.
Ooh.
And certainly wish him the best.
And as soon as we get early word, we will pass it on as Derek Burrows is being taken by a stretcher.
Well, the medical crews now at NFL Stadium, they are a lot more sophisticated now than they were a number of years ago. They're able to handle this.
What does this do to a ball club?
I'll give you an instance. It happened to me in my career.
We'll pick it up in a moment. First and 10 from the 18 as we come up on 2 minutes to go first half. The Bills with a 13-7 lead on the Oilers as Moon throws and completes out of the 6-yard line for a first down. Haywood Jeffries with the catch covered by Nate Odoms.
To relate the story, it was in the early 70s. The Cincinnati Bengals played in Green Bay. Ken Dyer, a safety for us, hurt his neck. It was as if the game stopped there. Took all the steam out of both teams.
Well, officially, the Buffalo Bills are calling the injury suffered by Derek Burrows a neck injury, and he has been taken for x-rays.
Interesting here, this is the 16th play of the drive, and the Houston Oilers still in the 4 wide receiver set.
First and goal at the 6. Houston has had the ball for nearly 10 minutes in the second quarter. Moon off the roll and throws it away.
Nice catch up in the stand.
Yes.
Right there.
Clean. Second and goal at the 6.
Bruce Davis moved.
Looks like Davis pulled him off. The left tackle, Bruce Davis.
The only thing is, though, from a 2-point stance.
The ball start prior to the snap. Number 77 offense.
So it is a second and goal at the 11. A minute 54 remaining. In this first half, Buffalo 13, Houston 7. And Moon throws incomplete. It is intended for Leonard Harris, covered by Leonard Smith.
Not much of an effort there by Mr. Harris. This one should come right at us. He's looking over the field. Leonard Smith. A little better effort the second time you look at it. That ball was thrown low, making sure that there was no interception.
On this drive, Warren Moon 7 for 12, 79 yards in what has been a extended drive. Third and goal at the 11. Duncan is to the right, Gibbons slot right. 85 Hill in motion. Little screen. It's it. Alan Pinkett for a short pickup. Art Still making the stop.
That's a great defensive play by Art Still. That screen was pretty well set up.
The Oilers and Dejas having his problems like last year, off to a slow start. He's only 2 out of 5. High snap. And Zendejas pops it through.
So Houston pulls within 3. With 8 seconds left in the half, Tony Zendejas has a chance to kick his second field goal, this one from 47 yards.
Looking to tie the game. And it is deflected.
He can run. He can run. He can run.
It is
Kelso.
Mark Kelso.
No.
The deflection.
Touchdown. No flags.
The free safety, Mark Kelso, who came up with an interception earlier, went 76 yards on that blocked field goal.
Darryl Talley is the man who blocks the ball. What a shot. See if we can pick out 56. He comes inside on the left side. Ball goes up in the air. Now there's a big block at the end of this. 56 inside the up back. That's an easy block. Look, the Bills are shocked. Kelso standing there nonchalantly, picks it up.
And now, the extra point attempt by Norwood. You can hear the reaction from the crowd.
Wow.
So time has run out. An explosive ending to the first half with the Bills leading it by the score of 20-10.
Well, before the match, I asked if it would be the defensive units or offensive units who would decide this game. Well, so far it's been the Bills' defense who have held Moon and the Oilers to just 10 points while intercepting him twice. But that blocked field goal that was returned for a touchdown was the play of the half. A major blow to Buffalo, though, was that unfortunate injury to Derek Burrows. Early x-rays appear to show it's not a broken neck. We'll keep you updated on that story as we hear. Right now, though, it's time for a break. So as we get ready to start the second half, the Oilers fans would like to see Jim Kelly flat on his back. Marv Levy and the Buffalo Bills have other ideas. They lead 20-10.
Same play. Yes, Kelly going deep and a nice catch made by the rookie Beebe. So Don Beebe out of Chadron State in Nebraska goes 63 yards and Kelly bounces right back as Beebe beats Dishman.
The extra point was good. The score 27-10. So can the Oilers fans cheer their team to revenge?
Second and goal out of the 9, what they call the red gun out of the shotgun. Moon with the time, flag thrown, and Moon goes sliding down at the 6.
That was a very late flag. And that's not a flag at the line of scrimmage. Something happened downfield. Offside defense.
That was what 81, Curtis Gibbons was indicating. Second and goal at the 4. 85 Hill.
Audible
to the right.
Audible.
Oh, terrific. Second effort. Alonzo Highsmith roaring at Leonard Smith.
So Highsmith just pulls his way into the end zone to make the score 27-17. It's now Bills' ball. It's third down on their own 39.
Here's the third down play. Kelly has nowhere to go. William Fuller made the play. Third punt of the day for John Kidd. Kenny Johnson is back. Look out. It is blocked. Here come the Oilers. And they have scored. Chris Fishman.
Flag down. Flag down. There is a flag down.
Bubba McDowell got a piece of it, but let's wait and see what the call is about.
He got the piece of
For offense. Penalty decline. Touchdown.
Oh, it does hold up.
Boy, if they turn this around.
The rookie from Miami, Bubba McDowell, in college, a punt blocking specialist. He had 9 during his college career, and he has his first here in the NFL.
McDowell comes from the inside, does the proper thing, lays out in front of the punter. Dishman picks it up for the score. McDowell with the block. And Buffalo blocks a field goal for a touchdown, and now a blocked punt for a touchdown for Houston.
Here is Tony Zendejas. And this one has turned around with 27 seconds remaining in the third. Houston now within 3. Buffalo with a 27-24 lead as the Houston Oilers have come on strong in the third. Tony Zendejas will kick it off. It is taken by Ronnie Harmon. So a good kickoff once again by Zendejas. 5 Houston kickoffs this afternoon. 5 touchbacks. Good job being done by Zendejas.
Real pressure right now on the Buffalo defense.
Larry Kennebrew stopped down the play. Now down to 10 seconds left in the third quarter. And time will run out. After 3 at the Astrodome in Houston, the Bills cling to a 27-24 lead.
As you can see, the Bills have had their share of problems in the House of Pain. To pick up the action in the fourth quarter, Kelly and the Bills are on their own 22.
So the second down and 8 back at his 22, and able to complete.
Oh, no! He
and more.
No flag.
Andre Reed, chased by Steve Brown, but he goes all the way. He went 78 yards, and that quiets the crowd. Houston down by 10, third down 8.
Blitz.
And Moon completes for a first down and more. Ernest Gibbons. Whoa!
Moon is down. He got a real shot. That was a blitz. There was man coverage behind it. Gibbons is down. Looked like when he landed on his feet, he may have sprained something. Moon is up.
And Gibbons,
As we said earlier,
remains down off that 26-yard touchdown pass play.
Watch Moon. They bring everybody. Wayne Davis, 21. Smith. They got Cornelius Bennett. Ooh, that was a late hit by Wayne Davis, but no flag. Looked like he got hit right in the head. But had a sense enough about him to look up. Because of the blitz, you've got man coverage. Gibbons was in the slot. Kelso, the free safety, probably the slowest man in the defensive backfield. Gibbons, the flip. He turned something.
Looks like he turned his ankle as he came down on that hurdle.
Again, we'll watch. Turned his right ankle out a little bit. He's up, though.
60 catches last year for Gibbons.
Wow, look at this play. You can see the blitz coming from everywhere.
Dejas looking to trim it back to a 3-point game. And that was nearly blocked. But with 9:32 remaining in the fourth, off the theatrics of Ernest Gibbons, Houston within 3. Now let's see if Dejas can go 6 for 6 in putting it in the end zone. He is not allowed a return. Penalty marker is thrown as Harmon lets it go.
Well, they got 2 choices. Kickoff team was offsides. It goes out of bounds. They can get it at the 35 or make them kick it again.
Kickoff out of bounds. Ball will be put in play at the 35-yard line.
Wait a minute. He doesn't know that there's a flag on the kickoff team, too. They have their choice.
We also have offside offense.
Bob, let's go back to the touchdown. Here's the call by Jerry Seaman. We'll see what the choice is, but as we watch
Offside.
the touchdown...
Number 28 kicking team. Penalty decline. Kickoff out of bounds. Ball will be put in play at the 35-yard line. First down.
Here's what Buffalo does. They trick them. They look like they're coming man-to-man everywhere, but in fact, they blitz these guys. And here's the out, and here's the man in coverage. Gibbons comes inside, and Mark Kelso can't stay with him. I think the Buffalo defense tricked themselves. They showed them one defense, played another, and Houston had the right play called against it. 6 points.
Dishman, the man who was called on that penalty, and Jim Kelly starts out at his 35-yard line. To the ground for Kinnebrew. Advancing to the 37, the nose tackle, Ray Childress. Makes the stop as they continue to work on Ernest Gibbons, who came down strong on his ankle as he made that hurdle move in the end zone.
Actually, it looks like they're treating his knee most.
Would have been a twist.
Wow.
That's the second half picture.
Both completions for touchdowns. Not bad.
Both long range to BB and Reed. Kelly going short range now. Some open field move by Flip Johnson. Stopped by Al Smith and Steve Brown.
Buffalo now back to their basic game plan. What they want here is a long, sustained drive. Go at it play by play. Not getting too big a hurry. It looks like this is going to be third and very, very short. And Houston's got to take chances again. Last time they did, Andre Reed burned them. They got to stop this drive.
It is a third and inches. Buffalo at its 44 as they line up tight. Jamie Mueller with his first carry of the day, and he was snacked up by Robert Lyles, and let's wait and see how they call it.
This is very close, Marv. This is where the grunting and groaning in football takes place. You see 79 Childress kind of collapses the line of scrimmage. Lyles on the tackle. They got to go just across the 45-yard line. Doug Smith, 99 in there. Boy, that's a tough spot. Now they say first down. That's by the nose of the football.
Marv Levy starting for veteran Larry Kinnebrew today. Jamie Mueller coming on, was able to pick up the first down. Mueller bothered by an ankle problem. 7:40 remaining. In the fourth, the Bills first down at their 45. Kelly going sideline, underthrows, may have been deflected. Flip Johnson, the intended receiver.
Kelly saying, that's on me, that's on me. He was a little too anxious to throw the ball. I don't believe the ball was tipped, but Childress is in there on the pass rush. Does he get his hand up? Oh, he may have just touched it. Childress may have just touched it.
And that's a man with good reach at 6'6". Ray Childress. Look to get just a piece of it. Second down and 10. At the 45. Dump off pass. Wow. Oh, beautiful catch by the tight end, Pete Metzelaar. Covered by Bubba McDowell. So Metzelaar with his first reception of the day.
We got a flag, too. It's back around the quarterback. That usually means holding. Oh, that is a great catch by Metzelaar, but Buffalo is walking backwards. Oh, there have been a bunch of penalties in this game, haven't there?
Illegal hands to face. Number 73 offense. Still second down.
That is the left tackle, Will Wolford. Called on the penalty. The Bills with Full at center, Richer and Devlin at the guards. Wolford and Ballard at the tackles.
Wolford is the left tackle. He's going against Fuller, and he gets his head up on his face mask, and that's the penalty. 17 penalties now on the two teams. 10 against Buffalo, 7 against Houston.
And this one sets it back to a 2nd and 20. From the Buffalo 35, Kelly drills it in. He's picked off by Steve Brown. Steve Brown puts a move on Jim Kelly. To intercept, and it sets up a 1st and goal at the 7th round on the return. Goes 41 yards.
From behind the defense, Kelly misreads this defense, but Brown is standing right there. He's trying to get the ball to Andre Reed. Turnovers have been such a huge part of this game today for both teams.
Pinkett and Highsmith, the running backs. 1st and goal from the 7. And this is Alan Pinkett with a short pickup. The right defensive end, Bruce Smith, combining with the right outside linebacker, Darryl Kelly, to stop Pinkett.
Again, the interception. It looks like Jim Kelly gets locked on to Andre Reed. Brown is standing right there to make the interception. Ball should not have been thrown. One thing that Buffalo would like to have is Jim Kelly not throw the interceptions he throws. Sometimes he just doesn't see people out there.
Look who made the tackle, the house. Howard Ballard racing downfield.
Racing?
Racing. 2nd and goal from just inside the 7. Oilers 12 by 3.
4 wides for Houston.
And moving off the wall. Oh!
Wait a minute. They got him on a pick.
Flag is thrown. Leonard Harris had the certain touchdown, but not able to hold on.
They got him on the pick. Watch what happens here. What they're trying to do is get him out in the flat, but they're running people in here to pick defensive people off. The flag comes up from here.
Holding number 46 defense.
Oh,
1st down.
Oh, I can't believe it. Oh, they caught the defense. Oh, I'm telling you, if Leonard Smith doesn't grab a hold of the guy, they got Houston on the pick. But because he grabs him, it ends up holding defense.
And that is the 4th defensive holding call on the Bills. The 11th penalty of the game for 64 yards. 1st and goal down at the 3. Just under 6 minutes to go in the 4th. It is Lorenzo White. Stopped short of the goal line. Mark Kelso, the free safety, along with Scott Radisick, able to hold White away. Ed Smirlis also involved.
I believe he just cannot believe how his team has allowed Houston to get back in this football game. The blocked punt, then the interception.
At 1 point, Buffalo led it 27-10. Second and goal at the 1. And here's White slashing close to the goal line. No indication. Bentley and Smith make the stop, and Lorenzo White short of the goal line.
It gets crowded down in here. All you're looking for is a little seam somewhere. Decent lead block by Highsmith, 32 on Nate Odom's 37. But the defensive backs and the linebackers fill that hole. Keep Lorenzo White out of the end zone.
It is a third and goal at the 1 as you see just under 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. The Bills by 3, 34-31. White and Highsmith are the running backs. Second back, White.
Whoa! He's in.
And he was able on the second effort to get in.
Well, Jerry Glanville's bunch has survived 3 sharp sticks in the eye to come back and take the lead. Several times today we have seen second effort. Alonzo Highsmith's touchdown run was second effort, and here Lorenzo White just breaks the plane of the end zone, and the line judge signifies touchdown.
So Houston now looking for the extra point from Zendejas. They have come back from a 27-10 deficit that was midway through the third when Kelly completed to BB, but right here Houston leads it by 4. That's the time left, fourth quarter. 83 Reed in motion. Kelly gave him a look but goes the other way, and the catch made by Urban Thomas. Patrick Allen
like that.
on the coverage.
Come on, come on, come on.
I think Andre Reed was the primary receiver, but here you have Thurman Thomas he's not even part of the passing plan there, but because of the good coverage the other side of the field, Kelly goes to the outlet, picks up 6.
Second down play out of the Houston 43. Kelly trying to drive the Bills. They're down by 4 with 3:38 remaining in the fourth. And it's Thomas. First down for the Bills inside the 35. Needs and Children getting a piece of Thomas.
Steve Brown tried for an arm tackle there. If he puts his head in there, he may be unconscious, but he also makes the stop at the line of scrimmage. Steve Brown was the cornerback to try to tackle him with his arm, and Thurman Thomas up through there for a nice first down pickup.
It's a matchup of both clubs. Both for the Super Bowl contenders coming in still are, but both off to disappointing starts. Both with records of 1-1. Kelly able to complete. Breaking the tackle, Andre Reed for a first down at the Houston 20. Grimsley and Eaton wrestled him down.
This Andre Reed is so quick. He's so quick. Houston's going with the zone. They don't like to play the zone. You'll see the linebackers drop out, and Reed finds that spot right there and is able to avoid the tackle. Kelly puts it right on the numbers. Look at this. Wait, now watch his first move. Up the field. Big hit.
First catch for Reed. For the 78-yard touchdown. First down at the Houston 20. Kelly throwing it away as he took a pop. Luke Johnson, the intended receiver.
Johnny Means on the blitz. You can see Means coming from the outside. He gets around Wolford right in his face, and Kelly throws it away. He does not want to sack there. He has shown no signs of the bad elbow or the bruised knee today. Played very well. Through some pain, too.
And this despite the fact, as we mentioned earlier, had out a good portion of the week. Did work on Friday. Second and 10. Out of the Houston 20. That's time left in the fourth quarter. Kelly with time. Wants to try, but can't find anyone. Tries to the left traffic and finally is brought down by William Fuller.
Great coverage downfield. You can't expect the offensive line to protect that long.
At the 26, with 2 minutes to go in the fourth.
Obviously, 2-down area. They got to get half out of here. They don't need all of it.
38-34, Houston on top. And here's Kelly pumping, and now throwing. Oh, wonderful! And he is in for the touchdown. The pump fake stops the Oilers. And Thurman Thomas, wide open, has given the Bills the lead in a wild one. This is out of the days of the old AFL.
Absolutely.
That's my motto. That new thing. Watch out for
And Jim Kelly came up hobbling.
like that.
Thurman Thomas, I believe, is sitting right here, and he just comes out here in the flat. Kelly's got an awful lot of time to throw. That's got to be a busted coverage. There's no way in the world that you leave anybody out there in the flat. The pump fake had a little bit to do with it.
I think he respected him. I never heard him say anything wrong. I heard him say that Fat Joe held him down with Puerto Ricans. I never heard him say anything wrong about Fat Joe. You got to understand, too, when Pac was around Fat Joe, he wasn't at the level where he at now. Like, after Pac died, then Fat Joe started putting out these, he always been in the game, but his records started becoming better and better. He started putting out these songs of the Shanti, selling more and more millions. But you remember when Pac was around, it was people like, his competition was like Nas and Jay-Z's, and them start coming up. Fat Joe was on the rise, though. You know what I mean? So, but he definitely knew who he was and definitely respected him.
Jerry Glanville,
Tupac the realest rapper ever.
Who is the man in coverage?
Realer than Fat Joe. He's the one. Right? When I met Tupac, we was in Atlanta. It was me, Wu-Tang, couple of people freestyling in front of Jack the Rapper, and the dude comes up with a red bandana, 2 guns in his hand. That's how I met Tupac Shakur. So he's like, yo, Crack, what's up? I'm like, yo, what's up? Sweet Pop.
over his face.
Yeah, covered it. He was in that COVID a long time ago. 9/1 COVID. Every single time I saw Tupac Shakur, he was in violence. If it was beating up the bootleggers, if it was chasing the DJ, I would see Tupac in the club. And he would just run up, yo, Joe, pull out a gun. Yo, you seen such and such? I'd be like, this is crazy. No, I did not see such and such. Like, all right, my brother, he's out.
Back deep. The Bills now lead it by 3. 41-38. Marv Albert on pumping from the revamp Astrodome in Houston. Harris beyond his goal line and runs it out. And he is stopped. A short return. Bailey, backup linebacker on the stop. Buffalo out for the Houston first down from the 13, and Moon is hauled down by Jeff Wright. Back up nose tackle.
Inside 2 minutes, clock stops now with the sack, so Houston's got to get back on the line of scrimmage as quickly as they can. That's the 3rd sack of Warren Moon today. The clock is running.
Coming up on a minute and a half, remaining 4th quarter. Moon from his end zone out to Joe. And the ball is not loose, but you hear the whistle. Darryl Talley runs it in.
Wait a minute, we got one official saying it's a catch. It can't be a catch.
If it is a reception and the ball is not loose, of course, Talley would have been able to run it in cleanly, but the whistle blew.
Wait a minute, how can this be? Let's watch this catch. Second foot's got to be down. 1-2. Seeing his forward progress was stopped. Whoa! That's what they're saying. They're saying the catch is made and his forward progress was stopped. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Second foot down. The hit's made. That is absolutely a fumble. Now here's one of the problems with a replay. That should be a touchdown for Buffalo. Watch, the second foot is down. 1-2. He has the ball. Jarred loose by Nate Odoms. Picked up by Darryl Talley. That should be a touchdown.
After further review of instant replay, the play stands. Third down.
No. How in the world can that be a catch and he is stopped? Mark, help me here.
Bob, always able to control himself under these conditions. And we're told by the replay booth that his forward progress was marked at that spot. So we come up on 1 minute. Calm yourself, Bob. A minute remaining, fourth quarter. Here's Moon running out of the pocket. And he is spun down at the 20. He's short of a first down. Bentley and Radisson make the stop. Clock is running with down to 46 seconds. And now it is stopped. Timeout taken.
Warren didn't go with the slide there because he knew he had to pick up the first down. It's third and about 14 or 15 to go. Well, it's down here.
It is a fourth down play from the 13. Fourth and about 3. Look out, penalty flag.
That's on the defense.
Curtis Duncan on the reception.
Looks like Bruce Smith just jumped off sides, made no effort to get back. Both defensive ends. Bruce Smith on your left.
What happened? I didn't blew up too.
Looks like Art's still on the right.
Flip the freestyle, came with a screwed up click. I represent, I get head. Ride blue, ride black, I ride red.
And here's Jerry.
Offside, number 78 defense. Penalty decline.
I got endo good.
That's the call against Bruce Smith. Forced decline in the first down with 42 seconds remaining. Houston first down at 27. They're trailing the Bills 41 to 38. Bills at one point led 27-10. Houston able to come back. And here is Moon with a long look. Jeffrey out of bounds. Did not look to get out of bounds.
Major mistake.
Well, Glanville couldn't believe it.
Inside 2 minutes, you don't fight for inches, you try to save seconds. Now, Jeffrey's obviously trying to make the big play, but you put 5 or 6 big plays together, or medium plays together, and you got a field goal. Get out of bounds.
And Houston down to its final timeout with 32 seconds remaining in the fourth.
And see, that one timeout you wanted, that last timeout you want to save to get the kicking team on the field. Go out of bounds. They will practice that next week here in Houston. Now, Walt Corey has his entire Buffalo Bills defense to the sideline. Warren Moon on the far side of the field. There's Walt Corey with the headset on, talking to his defense. Telling them what they want him to do here. Walt Corey spent a lot of time with us yesterday and talked a great deal about his defense. And he said our defense can't take the chances because our offense is not on track yet. We have to play a pretty conservative brand of defense, play field position. And they're still trying to teach the new offense to the Buffalo Bills.
32 seconds remaining. And the Oilers first down from their 40. And Moon able to complete.
And we got an injured Oiler here.
Leonard Harris on the stop. I'm wondering not to doubt Dean Steinkuhler, but to stop the clock, you have to wonder if he got up slowly on purpose.
Well, they don't do that in the NFL. In the CFL, that's rather common. But as soon as he gets off the field, they start the clock again. So you can't do that in the NFL. But Houston is forced to take its last time out. Now, what Jeffrey's not getting out of bounds is done. And calling the last 2 timeouts. Buffalo now doesn't have to protect the middle of the field. All they do is protect the sideline. Because any catch in the middle of the field, Houston's probably not going to get 2 plays off. They have not done this well.
And apparently Steinkuhler is limping his way toward the toward the sideline with 24 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. And Houston with the ball at the Buffalo 47-yard line. Stein Fuller will be replaced by John Maggs.
Satellites on the top of my home. I get gold in my zone, nigga.
With the sideline pass that is caught.
They got guest glasses. I'm wearing guest glasses.
Let's see, Curtis Duncan, they're just covered by Hale, and they appear to be disagreeing as to whether that was caught inbounds.
Will help the replay official. Both feet in. I think he has control of it. Although that would be the question. See the guy in front sees the catch. The guy in back thinks he juggled it.
And instant replay has been a factor here in the fourth quarter.
Now watch again. The referee in front of the catch, he signals, yes, it is a catch. This guy
play on the field has been ruled completed pass.
I think that's a good call. See, the guy behind the reception is the one that signals no catch. The guy who can see the catch says yes.
Moore now 24 for 34, 289 yards, but intercepted twice, along with one touchdown. 19 seconds remaining.
From here, it would be a 52-yard field goal attempt. He's missed from 47 today. They need another 15 yards on this reception, and then they turn it over to Zende up to tie it up.
And scrambling to his left to get to the sideline pattern, and quickly able to step out of bounds, covered by Odom.
They can do it again. Moon does a great job of scrambling here. Feels the pressure, gets outside. Jeffrey does a great job of just positioning himself on the sideline. Most important thing is get out of bounds, not yards. There's Tony. Has not made one from 40 plus yet this year.
He was blocked earlier. He did hit from 26. So on the season, he is 3 for 7 overall. Houston at the Buffalo 29. Let him open.
That's against Houston.
Looked to be Maggs who came on for Steincourt. Terrell Bennett.
Offside prior to the snap. Number 78 offense. Still second down.
Yes, John Maggs.
That hurts. Every inch that you lose here really hurts. See the right tackle. Yeah, he steps back. But in a two-point stance, you're allowed to do that as long as you get back up on the line of scrimmage and you're set for a second.
So the ball from the 34. Second down play. Oh, in trouble. Throws it away. And Stanley intercepted. Chris Hale got a piece of it. Drew Hill was in the area.
They can't try a field goal from here. Cornelius Bennett with the pressure on the quarterback. See him coming from the left-hand side. Just gets it away. Drew Hill sees the ball coming. Oh, this is amazing.
This would be a 52-yard attempt. He has connected from 50 yards 6 times.
Not this year, though.
He's hit from 52 3 times. The game has come down to this. Looking to tie it.
Oh, it's long enough.
And it is good.
So that ties the score at 41 apiece. what a great game and what a great kick by Zendejas. Welcome back to a 10th Astrodome. It's sudden death overtime. The first team to score within the 15-minute period wins the game. As the coaches look on nervously, Houston has possession. First and 10 at Buffalo's 20-yard line.
And here is White. Lorenzo White stopped by Bennett. Cornelius Bennett on the tackle. The time remaining in this 15-minute overtime. There is Zendejas, who in dramatic fashion hit from 52 yards out with 3 seconds remaining to tie the game at the end of regulation.
You notice you see no one around Zendejas. He's all by himself there waiting for this field goal attempt.
Second down and 12, loss of 2 on that play. Long count, and the flags are drawn. Matthews, Steinkuhl moving along with Smirlis.
Well, each team tries to make it more difficult on itself.
Both start prior to the snap. Number 74 offense, still second down.
Second down and 17. And again to the ground. Pinkett is stopped. Bruce Smith, number 78. On the tackle, he had a knee problem earlier. Came up hobbling, but apparently all right.
4 wides for Houston.
It is a third and 16 with 25, and Moon does throw it. But Hill is hit back behind the line. Leonard Smith with the stop. And here comes Zendejas. Marv Levy calling for time. It has come down to this man, Tony Zendejas, who has hit 2 out of 3, hitting for 26 from 52, had one from 47 blocks.
But still, if you remember the game-winning field goal by Zendejas, the drive was kept alive in a very controversial call. Moon from the shotgun to Haywood Jeffries. This is ruled. Forward progress is stopped. No fumble. The drive continued. Zendejas made the 52-yarder, and now he's got a chance to win for his team, the Houston Oilers.
And here's the attempt from 43 yards out. And it is blocked once again.
There's a flag down, Marv.
But a flag is down.
I don't know who it's on, but it may be offside defense.
It was John Grimsley on the recovery.
Here's the call.
Ball, it is against the Bills.
This Houston team has got 9 lives in this building.
It is a 4th down 11 situation, so Zendejas will now attempt from 38. And this one, to the right. So the Bills stay alive.
So Zendejas' up and down day continues. We rejoin play with Buffalo in possession.
It is a first down. Now in Houston territory. Buffalo at the Houston 46. Kelly again getting the time. And a short advance. Keith McKellar, backup tight end. Hit down by Grimsley. Second down and 4 at the Houston 40. Denver with the good block. Flag thrown. And Kelly just goes down.
Well, William Fuller really hit Kelly right on the head as he went on the first slide, and that's supposed to protect the quarterback. Penalty, they're saying. Ken Hull is against Houston. Holding. That's a major penalty. From behind the defense.
Holding, number 79 defense.
Yeah.
First down. And some words after the hit. And there is Scott Norwood. He was the best field goal kicker in the NFL last year. Norwood, there's Zendejas, who missed the potential game winner just moments ago. 6:25 to go in overtime. Second and 11. Kelly able to complete. Oh no! Andre Reed with a flag thrown. Reed is in, but a penalty marker is down. So all depends on the call.
It's near side. It's involving Thurman Thomas. The official is walking over to Jerry Seaman. It's touchdown Buffalo. It's holding Houston.
Holding. Number 29, 5 on the defense. Penalty decline. Touchdown. Game over.
And it is Bubba McDowell pulled on the hold as Reed put a move on Brown. And Brown was beaten earlier on a touchdown move by Buffalo. So Marv Levy and the Bills have pulled one out in overtime.
Andre, when the Oilers got possession in overtime, did you think the game was lost?
No. I tell you, after this one, I'm never gonna ever doubt our team again. I never did doubt, but I'm never gonna doubt.
Did you think you'd actually lost it when the Oilers got possession in overtime?
No, not at all. Even when they lined up to kick a second attempt at a field goal, a lot of things can go wrong for a team. It could be a bad snap, it could be a bad hold, you can block it, the kicker can miss it. It was certainly not an easy kick. He was still out over 40 yards. Nevertheless, I would have rather been in their shoes than ours at that moment.
So a big win for the Bills. Sadly for Jerry Glanville, his Batman badge didn't work for him this week. Now let's take a look at the rest of the results.
After Elway was picked first, and hearing that he didn't want to play for the Baltimore Colts, I remember a few picks later, my agent turned to me and he said, Jim, is there anybody you don't want to play for? And I go, oh yeah. Remember, I went to the University of Miami of Florida. I said, yeah, I don't want to play for the Minnesota Vikings. I don't want to play for the Green Bay Packers, and I sure don't want to play for the Buffalo Bills. And my mother was on the right arm of the chair, my dad was on the left arm of the chair, and I'm sitting there in front of the TV. All of a sudden, it's the 12th pick of the first round, and I'm sitting there saying, please don't pick me. And I remember Pete Rozelle getting up and saying, the Buffalo Bills select
tight end, Tony Hunter from Notre Dame.
Yeah, and I jumped out of my seat and I hit my mother, knocked my mother on the ground. I'm like, I'm sorry, Mom, I'm sorry. I picked my mother up. I go, but I'm not going to Buffalo. Right before the next pick, my agent said, relax, Jim, the Bills also have the 14th pick in the first round.
We went for Tony first, knowing that we had Marino and we had Kelly, and we knew we were going to get one of them.
Detroit Lions, first pick in the first round. James Jones, fullback, Florida.
Needless to say, Rozelle gets up and he says the Buffalo Bills select with the 14th pick.
Quarterback, Jim Kelly, Miami of Florida.
I really, literally cried. I said, tears. I'm like, you gotta be kidding.
Buffalo has just selected Jim Kelly, quarterback out of Miami, and he's on the telephone line with us now. Jim, congratulations. Are you surprised to be selected by Buffalo?
Beginning, I grew up in Buffalo. I just want to thank the Buffalo Bills for having me and picking me, and it's great to be in part of the Buffalo Bills organization.
You have to say those things. It's just part of selling yourself to the franchise that picked you, of course. Those were wise.
Jim Kelly was resigned to his fate as a Bill until he got a last one on the creek. He was in the office ready to sign. I was outside anticipating we had him signed and congratulate him.
I remember a secretary coming into the meeting and interrupting and asking one of my agents, there was a very important phone call that you need to take.
That was the general manager of the Chicago Bulls. I called to the Buffalo offices, and for some reason they put me through his agent. Told me they don't even know who I'm talking to. I said, well, don't tell them who you're talking to. Just you got to get out of those offices and we'll talk tonight. And there's no way that they won't pay you more if you walk out of there. And I promise you as a fellow. Speaker of Secretary's Park. When he walked out, I knew he was lost.
We just need to get talking quarterbacks how should we play? And I remember going to the Houston Gamblers and Ohio State quarterback, they win
Do you think this is a big chance you're taking? Is it a big risk for you? Gamble paid off. USFL MVP in 1984 broke for more yards than anyone from football. At the time, he had few regrets.
I think I retired Houston. I probably could go on days and days talking about why I took the best photo in the NFL. Would you rather win Houston or stop there?
Never in the NFL. Player walked out with without pressure, expectation. So many times I'm reaching out for my helmet thinking there's no way he's getting it.
Since we were see Kelly
Your education is the chance that you ever throw in the game.
We as a team really began by we won it all, and he was the catalyst. So another season, another Super Bowl opportunity.
I didn't know that one time anymore. I know I've been screwed up 3 times in my life, but really?
The toughest person I've ever met in my life is my son.
Here's this little boy struggling for his life. Are we going to give up on this when this child doesn't give up on anything?
There's reasons for everything. All the things I've been through and all the good times and bad times, there's always meaning in my life today. You're going to get knocked down. You get knocked down a lot. You gotta get back.
Well, literally, he was a gunslinger, right? He was the Houston Gambler. I don't know what. The Houston Gunslingers. Wasn't the team the Houston Gunslingers? Houston Gambler. Okay.
Jim Kelly's days in the USFL were not quoted as a gunslinger, but he finds himself 6th on our list, and there are some who think things in the NFL or played as a gunslinger.
Kelly so a lot of times when he's there. I don't think you can say he's a gunslinger. Unless the gun said you can use without Jim Kelly. Oh yeah, definitely.
Kelly had much to do with his right as how you play.
And it's a crazy
Stadium in Orchard Park, New York. At 70 miles per hour.
Higher than Jim Kelly could throw a ball in Western New York. That windy stadium. Jim was able to throw a really nice power cut through the wind.
This guy is amazing.
I don't know that we give him enough credit for what he was able to do with those poor conditions in Buffalo. You gotta have a drop there. Get the ball downfield in December. Kelly was a guy that loved the no-huddle offense. The K got as it was called.
Our number 6 gunslinger was at his best as the trigger man for the K gun.
I don't know if you're ever going to see anything quite like what Jim Kelly and the Bills had going at that time.
They were one of the first teams to go spread, no huddle. In the no-huddle offense, Kelly to throw again. He throws long this time. My goodness gracious, he had Lofton on one side, Andre Reed on the other. He would love to get Thurman Thomas involved in the passing game.
Everybody used it in the 2-minute drill, the no huddle. But Buffalo started to use it in the early parts of the game.
Kelly comes back to throw. Looks downfield, wants to go. He's got a touchdown.
I mean, they kept accelerating.
Jim does everything quickly. If you've ever had a deal with Jim Kelly, he devours it in seconds. They just put the ball in his hands and say, Jim, what's your magic?
Lord. Got the sweat marks on the shirt with the hurt. Heard that for your first on the break all the I came hard. Got my wet eyes not made for water. Get my hustle on, hustle for the flame. Hustle in the sun, hustle in the hurricane. Hustle in the I'm the hustling with it. I'm a compound, we will know who is it. It's the polo, ride stick low. Ride on the low with my real gold glow. I got it what's on every time. Going what time, I'm a pimp in my own ride. Every line, every time, got the green sign, nigga. Dead kind of bump, crossing over the coast on the court, shoot the jumper, causing much magic with that damn magic. And when I come through, I'm letting all them hoes have it. Got to come through and bring boys out the now, because they don't know what the South is all about. Ooh, yes, it came, worked up for grain, diamond pieces on my damn butt, piece and chain, looking so good, doing it for my hood. 8100 block the window, me and Hershey Wood. I couldn't say it better, wrote it in the letter. Still the damn picture, cause my candy got wetter. Candy got lost, time for me to floss. And when I come through, I'm jamming on that Chris Cross. Tonight is the night, in the tight. I'm coming through high in the hill, high in the fucking night. High in the sky, don't ask why. Some damn fools can't smoke and have to fry, cause they can't handle the weed. You know what I need, I can drunk the weed, break it up, don't be no seed. This ain't in the brain, better fix my pocket. That nigga the beat, grab the mic, and I got to break it into pieces, hands the creases. When I come through, you know I'm the pieces. Pieces down in the fucking trunk. I'm coming through, twisting up, piece of peanut skunk. A tail from the grill, I'm riding and chill. It's time to fulfill. You know I ain't no still, just a pimp. I'm walking with a limp. Mark, and you know I ain't no mark. Keep a shot, the dog, that's the blue. That's my damn friend. And when we come through, it never will ever end. She about to fall, him and his partner Dave. I'm a just slave from the cradle to the grave. In the pop, in the bean, damn, to the kick, you tryna cover some dreams. Got to do whether I got to rhyme. The chart, cause it's born in the heart. I was born in the month of March, putting on the starch, at the arch. And you know it looks like you never been caught. Gotta be better than it, real. Coming through, got to feel. That's a what man, good. Place where the crumbs for the clothes. Good because I bled. I can work that's what no head. See numbers are just that, numbers. But numbers don't lie. Over 12,000 rushing yards, 88 total touchdowns, 5 Pro Bowls, and 1 MVP. But above all, perhaps the most significant number for Thurman Thomas, 34. And tonight, that number becomes just the third Bills franchise history to be retired. Tonight, we celebrate Thurman Thomas, his number 34, rushes to glory.
Live from New Era Field, 7 Eyewitness News presents Thurman Thomas, 34 rushes to glory.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to New Era Field and a fantastic night for football. I am Jeff Russo. Great to be with you here in Orchard Park. A big night for the Buffalo Bills as they host the New England Patriots back on the national stage of ESPN's Monday Night Football for the first time in a decade. But this is also a huge night for Thurman Thomas. He is already a member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame and the Bills Wall of Fame. But tonight, he will join teammates Jim Kelly and Bruce Smith in having his number retired forever. You are looking at where his number will go inside New Era Field right before his name on the Bills Wall of Fame tonight. And that honor, just another feather in his cap following an absolutely illustrious career.
Thurman Thomas not only played running back for a long time, but he played at the top level.
Number 34, Thurman Thomas.
When Thurman Thomas arrived in Buffalo in 1988, he was considered the one player the Bills needed to go from good to great. Despite his celebrated career at Oklahoma State, concerns over a knee injury dropped Thomas to the second round of the NFL Draft, where the Bills got a steal with the 40th overall selection. Anxious to prove doubters wrong, Thomas hit the ground running. He rushed for 881 yards as a rookie and followed it up with 8 straight seasons of 1,000 yards rushing or more. Along the way, Thurman became the Bills' ultimate offensive weapon, a key cog to that famed no-huddle attack, frustrating defenses with his ability as a runner and a pass catcher. In 1991, he was named the NFL's most valuable player and is the only player in NFL history to lead the league in yards from scrimmage in 4 consecutive seasons. But more than numbers, Thurman's track record as a fiery competitor made him a respected leader during the Bills' record run of 4 straight Super Bowls. His approach to the game stood out on a team filled with big personalities. He would tease his teammates, challenge media members, do whatever it took to try and gain a competitive edge each and every time he played.
He brought leadership. He brought that desire to be a winner on and off the field.
Thurman's 12-year run with the Bills came to an end following the 1999 season. He was released along with future Hall of Famers Bruce Smith and Andre Reed for salary cap reasons. Thomas played 1 more season in Miami before signing a 1-day contract back with the Bills to retire in 2001.
Thurman Thomas.
I'd like to thank the city of Buffalo for letting me come here and be a part of this city and be a part of this town. I tell you, when you walk out there on that football field and you see 80,000 screaming fans, it makes you want to play the game a little bit harder.
Thomas stepped away from the game as a 5-time Pro Bowler and the greatest running back in Bills franchise history.
See any of the K-gun and what's going on right now at all?
All the time. I mean, that's week in and week out. Every single week in the NFL, people use that all the time to know how to offense, which we use 24/7. Even in my sleep, I did it. But yeah, you see that all the time, and I love it. People want to see exciting offense. They don't want to see the run right, run left all the time, even though you have to have a running game. I was blessed to have one of the best in Thurman Thomas. I also had 2 wide receivers, James Lofton and Andre Reed, who are both in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So I was blessed. But people want to see scoring. They want to see good things. But the thing I could tell you about even Tom, people say, how's he doing in 40 years? Well, he doesn't have defensive ends that, like back in our day, that when they hit you, they buried you. They can follow through with that hit. They can knock you down, hit you as hard as they can. But when they're following through and they're putting you on the AstroTurf, not field turf, which is soft, AstroTurf, that wears on your body, not only your head, but your shoulder, your elbows, your knees. Those things hurt. And these guys are getting protected so much, which they should do. Nobody wants to see a backup quarterback. I mean, Nick's doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, I was about to say,
That's pretty good there, but I'm just talking about overall. People want to see the exciting quarterbacks play week in and week out. They don't want to see all the backups. So what they're doing to protect the quarterbacks and wide receivers is what they should do.